Hey, what's going on? You here with Email, and I like to just talk to y'all about Food for Thought USA. So, my idea is to spread awareness of what the administration is doing, and by doing this, I will be attempting to do street interviews with individuals in the Florida area. That's going to be being done with travel lovers. I'm gonna have like a set of questions that I will be asking people based on their um, set of questions they like to answer. So if the person says they'll like to answer questions dealing with travel, then will be that. If they want to do a political, they can do it that. They want to do vehicles, we'll go there. Or if they want to be relationships, or so the thing that I would like to do is for everyone to add in the playlist of what you feel the people need to know, that's essential for the month or the week. So I'm gonna try to do it like for the day. It just seems like it's a lot of days, and there's just so much happening, you know, and it's needed because we talk about the first 60 days of President Trump's and Elon Musk uh, first 90 days or 100 days, whatever you want to call it, whatever they got going on. Um, because it's moving so fast, every day is needed. But then after a while, we know the big bombs have been had. So I'm gonna be fighting for the Department of Education. That's the main thing I'm gonna be fighting for. Outside of the federal jobs, I mean, my whole thing about it is like whoever voted for Trump, I don't feel sorry for them losing their job. Whoever didn't vote for Trump, I feel sorry that they lost their job. Although, if we don't pick a one battle and pick all the battles, it's gonna be too much to fight. So I'm gonna be picking the two things that's closest to me, which is travel and education. So I'm gonna be talking to people about what the Department of Education does and the pros and cons of having the Department of Education steer the nation's direction of the education programs that we have for our youth. Uh, then we talk about travel. The questions will be based on East Coast, West Coast, USA set questions. I'm not going to be traveling outside USA right now just because I don't want to become a target of hate, which is quite understandable. Even Americans hate what's going on right now. So if the if the soldiers and the medical people and just the police department, the fire department, education department, if all of us are essentially not liking what's going on, it doesn't make any sense for me to travel somewhere else. Why it's almost a guarantee that we're gonna have some form of world war going on that's gonna be self-induced and self-inflicted, and we may be the bad guys. And that's hard to think of, but we need to fight within to make sure that we're not the bad guys. If you're complacent in this moment in time, it's like being complacent when the Nazis are doing their thing. And the reason why people mention the Nazis so much is because that is the closest, the biggest blow up we've had in the past 100 years. All right. So that's the reason why we keep mentioning it. And outside that, just slavery being the next big thing that this nation has gone through outside of the elimination of, the native, a bunch of the Native Americans. Those will be the things that this nation has been going through, outside the Tea Party and fighting Britain and all that. This is a lot of history we got, but the biggest thing that I have to say right now is we have to fight dictatorship as soon as we see it, because it's easy to break stuff, it's hard to fix stuff. And when you deal with people, people don't relinquish power. You have to take power. And that's the reason why, I'm loving seeing a bunch of uh, different places show their anger, show their distrust, and show that they're not loyal to said figurehead like Trump. It's more of a group thing that we need to be focused on. What that means is, instead of us looking for Bernie Sanders to become that person, we need to become that person, because Bernie's closer to 100 than he is to 50. And if you're closer to 100 than 50, and 81 is the expected life expectancy, he's 1 year past that life expectancy. So he is beyond his years. He's been fighting so long. And really, we, as far as the people who are non-Trump people, we dropped the ball by not having him come up and just have Hillary Clinton, and then then trying to have Kamala, and dealing with these people with such short-term like memories. It's gonna be hard, man, because right now, 2024, 2028, 2032, 2036, there will be worse people than Trump. And I believe that if everything goes well for Elon Musk, he's going to have two of his kids come out like JFK, but the reverse, And I'm just saying, like, these people who are supporting this cause of just simply hacking and chainsawing jobs for the sake of saving money is equivalent to someone buying a car and saying, I want to take all of the weight off of it, and taking out the brakes. And with that being said, when we're driving, it's all good. Shit, we're going fast. When it's time to hit some things, we over there trying to hit the brake. We can't hit it, and then boom, we're dead. And if we're in the Tesla, we definitely ain't gonna make it. They can't even their system compared to the other self-driving vehicles. They can't acknowledge certain things. Like if you were to have like a painting of whatever's coming up, there was a video where the person smacks straight through, goes through it, and acts like it's not even there, simply because the vehicle did not acknowledge that. But then when you take on and use other EV smart vehicles, that same vehicle will stop. So what that tells me is their system and their use is not keeping up with times, because they've already made their money. And if anybody knows, once a company, like I'm just use fast food, once a company's made a certain amount of money and they got that name recognition, all of a sudden that burger don't taste the same. Something off this burger. The secret sauce is off. Why? Because they were pinching the cost. So for this week of the last week of March, Tesla takedown, I know, is going to be Saturdays. Look up Tesla takedown, their website, and go from there. 5051. They have different, I guess you could say, factions. Actually, same faction, but different states. So they have different state groups. So if you are really trying to make a difference, and you want to be a part of a good movement, those are two different ones. Outside 5150, shoot, We got Vets for Democracy and 314. Those are two different ones outside the other two. Of course, I'd like you to join Food for Thought USA. Get a part of the group as far as subbing for now. I am looking for people to add on to the playlist. So again, if you have your calls that you want to put in, I'm a type person. I gotta see it. So when they told me about the California fires, and I just came by and just left California, I had to go back and check for myself to see it, and I confirmed that it's true. I say that saying that if you give me a cause, I'll take my box truck and or my truck, and if there are supplies that need to be from here to there, depending on whatever kind of grant we can create, and whatever kind of manpower that's needed, we may be able to help whoever. But I need to know what causes are out there, because it's going to get bad when we start cutting FEMA. Of course it's going to get bad when you cut CDC and the FDA, and you're cutting the credit people, the CFOP or something like that, credit fraud department, and then you're cutting out all these AGs, the IGs, the inspector generals. Those are the people who really supposed to be confronting and stomping out fraud, waste, and abuse. Those are the real people, and it's supposed to be separate from every department, where they're supposed to be above the ability to fire just to fire. So whenever someone comes in and they do that first, it's like me coming in, I know I'm about to rob this bank, and I'm firing all of the security guards, and I'm disabling all of these silent alarms and alarms. So when people come in, they're out here pressing this button, and the button might be just whatever kind of, like, let's say that your identity's been stolen. You calling the people supposed to help, and you're always on hold. Why? Because the department, the HR, the human resources, has cut that person who's supposed to be the front line answering your phone. And this is gonna happen, of course, with taxes. You already cut a bunch of IRS people out, and it's a lot of fraudulent and illegal stuff going on right now. And it's like the lawlessness of that they're doing is like, it's astonishing. It's just like all in everyone's face. And the only thing I'm happy about is the fact that at least he, quote unquote, won the election, instead of it being at gunpoint, which I thought it was going to be in January 6th, 2020. I thought, when I was witnessing, or 21, when I was witnessing January 6th, I was like, dang, man, we about to have a new, shit, ain't no transition happening. You feel me? So, what I mean by that is, I'm just happy that it was done technically the right way, even though it's conspiracy saying that they stole it, which I am very, very much feeling like it could have been stolen. When you deal with people with so much money, with so much power and influence over like what we got going on, because before the outward not caring about appearances, cats like Elon Musk has always been in charge of USA Capital goals and everything. That's the way they do it, is through the sponsorships. So by them being sponsored, that's how they'll get the money. And then whoever is sponsoring them, yeah, man, I need you to tell them don't do that. What? You know how much money it's gonna make me lose? Shoot, you enjoy that $75,000 I gave you last year, right? Shoot, hey, you want to keep that 75 coming? I'm gonna need you to make that bill disappear. And those kind of actions that happen in the background right now is happening in front of us. And it's happening where someone can give your opponent millions And for you to get the average person to give you $5, shoot, it's hard to get someone to give you $5 to give you $5. Hey, sir, you mind just give me $5? Give me $5? No. But you can get 5 million from one person. Yeah, man. You need, when it come down to AOC and all those other smaller local people in your area, when they're asking for money, give them their $5. It might not be the 20 that they really want or need, but 5 is better than nothing. So I'm just saying, like, shoot, you give a bum 5, get them 5, because they're out here fighting on our behalf, and they're fighting. They say oligarchs. I like to say greedy people. I'm gonna say fighting greed. Like, we need to. That's one thing that Republicans do have over the Democrats. Democrats are trying to be a utopian type of thought process for the world, where they are constantly thinking about bettering others and lifting others up in a positive light, and to intellectually to be smart and have to do things the correct way, the right way, and kind of a sensible way. And because they have this idea that it has to be sensible, even when they're being disrespected, they're sitting there with paddles talking about some down with you, forget you, as opposed to the Republicans, when they were against Biden, they dang near cussed him out. It seemed like they was over here like fisticuffs, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shoot, when you get off that podium, man, it's me and you, especially Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's like, and the white girl got away with it, and the old black man, he didn't get away with the yelling and fussing. But if you seen the way she treated Biden, and then you see the way that Al Green was treating Trump, I think that Marjorie Taylor Greene was probably doing worse, because Al Green was saying you ain't having an initiative for saving Medicaid, Medicare. So his gripe was, you're not looking out for my constituents. So with that being said, I mean, granted, but the uncivil meeting the civil is kind of like, if anybody's seen that movie Troy, it's like your boy, he say, with lions and men, there is no pact between lions and men, and then killed him and drug his body all around town. He killed Hector. Achilles, he killed Hector, and Hector's father came and begged him at his feet, please give me my son's body. Please give me my son's body. Which I understand, you're in that position. You seen your son's body being dragged out day in, day out, and roles reversed, you would go ahead and get your dead, But the thing about it is, when you're fighting uncivil people, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna get taken advantage of a lot of times. It's like, if you ever was in a competition and you shake their hand, you gotta get ready to make it happen. You gotta look that person in the eye, and you need to look and be quick. All right. The reason I say is because if someone shake your hand and they don't let go, and they mess around and break your wrist, you know what I'm saying? That's part of dirty fighting, and people do that all the time. And what I'm saying is, when we deal